Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca and welcome back to my Pixel Quest. Welcome back to our blind playthrough of Blueprints, going into day 78. Let's do it. So, what an interesting day. First off, it's lovely to see you again. I hope you are having a great day or a great evening, or at least, you know, I hope there's something nice. I hope there's something nice in your day. I hope there's something nice going on. Or I hope you're managing okay, whatever it is. So it's very interesting to be coming back into this day. We have... I was just checking, all right, yep. No visible changes from where we ended our day yesterday. And boy, did we end our day in an interesting place yesterday. We ended our day after my spontaneous... chaotic, wild, random decision to lock myself into that small chamber that has the mysterious blue door in it at the end of our tunnel of doors. Well, I say end. Actually, I don't know. I'm assuming it's the end because I'm assuming that the beautiful poetic design of this tunnel is that, as I've been saying, I really admire this. You know, we've been getting this series of doors that are all familiar to us, one by one, unlocking them through means that we've learned through other, you know, other kind of puzzles in the game and things like that. And then finally, we were faced with a kind of door we have never seen before, with no obvious way of opening it. So the first thing I'm going to do is go and check this out. There we go. Okay, so this is interesting. These have returned themselves to the grotto. All right. This is all the stuff that I wanted to know. So obviously I'm sure I'm sure that you guys would have had a lot of things to say about the way that I ended my day yesterday. And rightly so, because it was pure chaos. It wasn't sensible. There was nothing sensible about it. I am well aware of all of the extra things that I might have been able to do at the end of that day. I could have, and I still could have done what I did if I'd thought about it more. But I have no regrets, and I can't explain that to you necessarily in a way that you'll find satisfying. You might have torn your hair out at me missing out on the opportunities that I did. So we had 4 more squares of drafting, and we had something like 13 die to redraft in. It might have come to nothing anyway, but I might have been able to use that to get treasure trove again, which is obviously very important to me. I might have been able to use that. Oh. Well, that's a problem. Huh. That's a problem. I hope I haven't disappeared this item from the game. Or could it be back where I originally got it? Which one? So this one would have been the one that was originally here, and then the other 2 I picked up from... Oh, okay. This is now a very important mystery to solve. Huh. Extremely interesting. Extremely interesting. So... Not here. One of them came from in here. Okay. The other one potentially buried next to the bridge. Wow. Well, that's potentially a big problem. I suppose. All right. I was just saying no regrets. I may have a huge regret about what I did. We'll see. Look, either way, here's the thing. So first off, what I will say is, first thing, now major task for today is to get a shovel and to go and check out the spot next to the bridge at the West Path to see if our microchip is waiting there for us. Oh, hey, Bixie. Hey, Bixie. Okay, little Pixel needed some cuddles while he was getting settled. All right, let's put that aside for the time being. Let's put that aside for the time being. That's at least something really interesting. Let me at least tell you where I've gotten with a couple of things. So I wanted to recognize there were a few things I could do at the end of yesterday that I didn't do. Put money in the shrine. My intention is to fix that again today by not drafting first in the West Path, by getting myself some redraws today, and I will do my best to get shrine so I can get a blessing going. However, I've even reviewed what the Architectural Digest says the blessings are. And of course, they're all good. They're all really interesting. However, the only one that I'm personally super interested in is the blessing of the monk. I think to me, that's the one that has, obviously we know it's important to get the treasure trove puzzle in that way. But I also think I'm interested in other, in it for playing around and experimenting with other possibilities. So there's that. So I'd like to, I'll get the blessing so that I can sort of make up for missing it yesterday as well. I feel bad that I constantly miss out on getting the blessings enshrined so often. And I'd like to have one while I can have one. I don't have a burning need at the moment with what I'm thinking for any other particular West Path. I still will at some point call it a day in the tool shed, but I guess I don't know. I don't have any huge expectations about that. I also missed out on possibly drafting the armory that could possibly have given me the axe, but that's a maybe. It hasn't, the last time I drafted it. I missed out on the treasure trove, which is probably the bigger thing, and I missed out on doing something like buying the moon pendant from the showroom. But the other thing is that I wasn't able to get my master key back in the cloakroom. But I'm really at peace with that because, to be honest, I've had the master key now in the cloakroom for a while, and it's been great. I've really, really enjoyed it. But I do kind of feel like I'm ready to try something else. And so I might actually, so there's a couple of things there. I'm kind of ready to try something else. I've really, really enjoyed the master key. I'm not giving up on it. I'd still like to have it with me to try in more places, but I've sort of tried it, obviously I've used it to just make the day of opening locked doors easier. And it's fabulous. It's absolutely fabulous for that. But I was always interested in the master key, could it open something else unexpected? And so far, I've tried it for the most part in places I thought it might be helpful, and it hasn't done that yet. So I feel a little bit, just a little bit satisfied for the moment. I think I might be interested, if I can, to try having something like, I think having the cloakroom free is kind of freeing, actually. In fact, yeah, kind of going back to a fresh base is kind of freeing because I could think about getting the emerald bracelet and having that in the cloakroom to be able to, because that's also really powerful. And I think that was the first thing I bought from the showroom. I've never had it regularly. I feel like I think I've only ever really gotten to use it once or maybe twice. So that might be the next thing I stick in the cloakroom. Another thing I'm thinking of trying to get in there is something like the lucky purse, because I know that the lucky purse could be my real ticket to cash. And those are two really, really big goals for me at the moment. Being able to get the trophy in the trophy room, but even bigger than that, getting the 400 coins I need for the blue tents. Now I'm even more powered up to do that. I'll tell you why. I have a whole new page. In my notes related to this door and some of my current thinking. Firstly, what I have done is I've tried to write down a list of places that I think are associated with this Mount Holly drafting pen symbol. So here is one of them, the entrance hall. Here it is right here. Other ones are the parlor fireplace, the gift shop. The gift shop is actually the place that has a big blue Mount Holly symbol in it. How that could possibly, without drafting gift shop and seeing if there's like a new item in there or something, I don't know. I don't know how that could possibly be related. The interesting thing is that I've already, I know that where my mind would have gone with that. My mind would have gone, what if we were able to get the treasure map at X on the gift shop and dig into the gift shop? But now I've done that. So I know that just gives regular things anyway. So anyway, gift shop, Denny's diary, it's effectively a diary. Denny's logbook is what I mean, has the big Mount Holly symbol at the front of it with she loves me not, pointing to the leaves. The crate picture that we see of these pictures, one of them is of a crate and it has a big Mount Holly symbol on the side. Really obscure, I know, but I've just been looking everywhere and writing everything down I can. Mary's photo, it doesn't have the symbol, but the photo of Mary that we see in front of the mountain, maybe. In the Reddington book, we see what the name, the scientific name of this holly plant is, the LXX meservae thing. I know, I've just written it down. The inner sanctum, of course, has this big symbol on the floor. The room 46 fireplace, has a grating on it that is kind of alluding to this symbol. And then the estate gates. I don't think that means anything, but I'm just noting it down. And then, of course, there's things like the game credit sequence, the loading screen. So, yeah, stuff like that. So that's sort of one place I kind of started. Of course, in the last episode, I noted that the pattern on that door, at least we've seen a very similar pattern on the showroom floor. I don't know really what that could have to do with anything. And I've also just written down a list of items that I've already stood at that door and tried, and it's everything that I had in my inventory yesterday, which was quite a lot. And it's the things that I would have thought to try if I hadn't already seen them. The crown, the master key, and then a whole bunch of other stuff that, obviously isn't related. I don't suspect that door can be opened with an item. It just doesn't seem right unless it's an item I haven't come across yet. So I've been trying to think, what are some other things? One idea I have is that it's related because this symbol is about Mount Holly, which of course means a lot. It's this area. This area is associated with Orindia. So there's a strong connection there, but I just feel like the fact that it was not the Orindia or the Orinda Aries symbol down there, the sigil, it was this symbol specifically. I feel like it might be more related to drafting. So I've been thinking, what are the drafting possibilities I can imagine that could open that door? The first one that comes to mind is, what if we draft all of the drafting rooms? Depending on how you think about it, there are 11 or 12 of them, I think. Drawing room, study, library, the Chamber of Mirrors, the pool, the drafting studio, the nursery, though while I'm here, yeah, it still is. Okay, even with the upgrade, it still is. So the indoor nursery, the greenhouse, the conservatory, and then classroom and possibly schoolhouse in the outer room. So it could be, yeah, I don't know, it doesn't really feel right, but maybe it could be that. I've thought about maybe having crown and throne room drafted. Maybe it's a throne room type thing. Maybe even using the lever in there that opens one of the antechamber doors, but maybe it could do this as well. I've thought about relationships to Draxus, because Draxus is associated with drafting. I thought about the ornate compass, but I had it yesterday and it didn't do anything. So none of these are really feeling right to me, I've got to say. This just, another thing I mentioned yesterday is that it could be something that is beyond room 46, beyond the antechamber, beyond room 46. Solving things in room 46 might get us access to something that has a relationship to that door. Okay, one final thing that I think could actually, this is kind of what I think it is. I think what this could actually relate to is actually the blue tents. The blue tents that we buy in the gift shop that does have this symbol in blue on it. Because the blue tents tells us that it creates the possibility to find a blue notes. It makes perfect sense to me that those blue notes could relate to our Mount Holly door, our blue Mount Holly door. So, obviously I don't know, but it's kind of the idea that just seems to make the most sense to me. And what that means, even trying that out, what that means is that I have even more reason to try and get 400 coins and draft the showroom, which obviously is going to be hard. I have gotten much better, I think, at earning money in general, as I've been trying for it, and even sometimes when I haven't been trying it. So we get up there. So I might actually kind of elevate this goal. I might kind of try to go hard on the money making. And for that reason, having the cloakroom freed up so that I can try to keep the lucky purse on me, I think is going to be the real key. I think the lucky purse is going to be the real key to getting that 400 coins. So I'm actually, I think I'm done with the master key anyway. I think it's lucky purse time. One last thing on this, but I'm gonna start drafting. One last thing on this is that I was going back over some of the Architectural Digest information. Obviously, I don't have time to go through everything in this game, all of my notes and all of my photos every time I come back to an episode. So sometimes it's just certain bits of information, don't stay in my brain, or I haven't made a specific note on them. I can't note absolutely everything down. And it's only when I go back and kind of re-look at things that I go, oh, here's something that I've sort of forgotten about for a while. So I have realized that there's a note in one of the Architectural Digests about the freezer that explains why this is has limited use in banking money. Because when you draft the freezer, you then won't be able to draft it the next day. It apparently needs 24 hours to become a freezer again. So actually, while that's limiting, I was actually kind of, at first I was like, damn, there goes a possible money banking opportunity. But actually, it's sort of liberating, because what it means is that I don't need to try getting freezer day after day. What I now can say for sure is that I need to be able to make this money within a 2-day period, even if I draft freezer. So actually, that's cool. That actually is just sort of useful for thinking about my strategies. All right. Now, with that said, let us start today with the good old parlor. Let's get some more gems. Look, this symbol, it could be it. It could be it. But I don't know. I still don't know. All I can do is continue to map it and just see what information the game gives to me, really. So both statements on the white box are true. Both statements on this box are true. So if this is true, this box is true, and this box is true. Exactly 2 statements, with the word true are false. The gems are not in this box. That's really tricky. The top statement on the white box is true. The gems are not in this box. Oh man, these double statements have really elevated the difficulty of this. The top statement on the white box is true. The gems are not in this box. Okay, so we have 2 gem statements anyway. And let me just remind myself, we know that one box will always have 2 true statements and one box will always have 2 false statements. Only one can be a mix, possibly. So let's go back to this. Though I'm finding this confusing. So both statements on the white box are true. Both statements on this box are true. Could be true. And if that is true, this is all true, this is all true, meaning the gems are not in this box, but these 2 are false, meaning the gems are in this box. But that is a contradiction, because if this one has 2 false statements, the top statement on the white box is true, has to be false. And that would be contradicting this one, that both statements on the white box are true. Yeah, so I don't think that works. Let's imagine that these 2 are in fact false. Both statements on the white box are true, so they are not. Both statements on this box are true, so they are not. That would mean this one is the fully false. We're imagining this one is the fully false box in this scenario. This one could be a mix, but it's not both true. But this one would have to be, we need one that has both false statements. So this one, oh, hang on. These ones are false, we're imagining, sorry. So this one is both false. This one could be a mix, but this one would have to be both true. So in this scenario, the top statement on the white box is true. Well, that could be true so far, just theoretically. The gems are not in this box would have to also be true. So we're imagining the gems are not in this box. This one is fully true. This one is fully false. This one, at least the top statement is true. Exactly 2 statements with the word true are false. Well, this one would fit the bill for that, because these 2 statements have true in them. The only problem is we know the gems are not in this box. That's true. We know that this is a fully false box. We know that this is a fully true box. But I don't know. I know that the top statement is true, but I don't know. Hang on, let me reread these rules again. Yeah, because it says there will always be at least one box which displays only true statements. It doesn't say there would only be. So the gems are not in this box. Still could be true or could be false in this scenario. So let's consider a different possibility. What if one of these statements is true and one of them is false? This is really difficult to think about, though. So let's say the top one, both statements on the white box are true. Cool. That makes this the fully true box. This one can be part true, part false. And in fact, both statements on this box are true. Being a false statement works out because this statement in itself is false. So true, false. True, true. Exactly 2 statements with the word true are false. The gems are not in this box. So the gems are not in this box. And 2 statements with the word true or false means this bottom one is one of them. And it would have to mean that this top statement here is also false. So that fits the conditions for that. And because this is the partially the false and true box, this is the true box, this would have to be the false box. So both of these statements are false. The gems are not in this box. The gems are in this box. This is a lot, and I am not confident in this, but I am just going to go with what I am reasoning here. This is the only one of the 3 that I think works out. So I think that The gems are not in this box is false. The gems are in this box. I'm just wrong. Okay. All right. It's another one of those. It's another one of those. Oh boy. Let's go on. We'll get another chance at parlor. We always do. I don't have enough gems to get vault anyway. So I do think that one of my big goals though, if I can, one of my big goals is to get the lucky purse and be able to put it in the cloakroom, because at the very least that could make future money making days better. I'd also like to get redraw die to be able to I'm gonna do this one just to, oh nice, oh good. Well, that could even have some redraw die in it so that I can get the shrine in the West Path. Well, these are all excellent rooms for redraw die, and even for things like coin purse, etc. But again, but since I don't have the key pass today, I want to just create as many exits for myself as I can. So for now, I'm going to do this. And let's draft from here. Oh, look, I'd really like parlor again, obviously, but conservatory can only go here. So let's do it, because this could give us good, permanent, useful changes. So there's a dig spot. Ah, hey, interesting. I don't even know what these would currently be. So this is standard. I wouldn't mind making this commonplace, because with the exit, this has become a much better room. It has items, it has gems, and I love green rooms, so I like its effect as well. And other than that, it's a good corner room. And it's not as if it's going to become a pest in most of the house, because it can only be drafted on the wings anyway. So I'm going to make that commonplace. I like it as more common. I like this one. Bedroom closet is currently commonplace, and I think I'm happy with that. Like, it's still a good room. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that one. Drafting studio. Given that at least one thing I'm curious to try is drafting all of the drafting rooms, although I don't really think that's the thing. It's not a bad room. I don't think this should be rare. Like, it's a room that allows us to go straight forward, if nothing else, which is actually often useful, because a lot of the rooms are corner rooms or something like that. Sometimes I want a room that'll get me going ahead. I wonder if unusual or even standard. I might experiment with making it standard. I don't mind this room. I don't mind this room even just as a room without giving me new floor plans. Cool. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. And there's a dig spot here. We'll keep that in mind. Let's try going here. Well, I'm getting a chance at parlor again. But I might do West Wing Hall is just really good, I think, on this spot. Again, I'm happier seeing more, like a good amount of exits to use so far in the day. And let's try here. Okay. Definitely workshop, because I'd really like workshop for all kinds of things. All right, battery pack and R. We've had this once before. As far as my notes are accurate, I've had that once before. Okay. All right. Would be great if we can make the lucky purse today. Maybe trading post will be a day that's good for making that happen anyway. All right. I mean, kitchen is also really good just to have set up, isn't it? I'm going to do kitchen, even though that takes me down to 1 gem. And here I'm going to turn back. And let's go and draft somewhere a little bit earlier. So we've got a good few possibilities up here for drafting. That's really nice. I suppose we might as well draft from den, because it makes... Oh no, actually entrance hall is better to draft from this time, because we need it. We need it to go around the corner. Yeah, this actually makes more sense to me. Corner rooms are more likely. Okay, perfect. This is where parlor can go. Let's try again. Oh my god, what if I miss 2 in one day? My parlor credentials are like are like starting to go down the drain. The gems are not in this box. The gems are in the blue box. All right. That's pretty unequivocal if true. The gems are not in this... Okay, the gems are not in this box. The gems are in the blue box. The gems are not in this box. The gems are in the blue box. The gems are not in this box. The gems are not in the white box. Ah. Okay. That's an interesting dynamic. Let's start with this. Let's start with this because we have 2 of the exact same thing here. So let's see. God, this didn't work last time. Oh my god. I thought I was just... I must have made another mistake, but I thought I was following the logic carefully. The gems are not in this box. The gems are in the blue box. Let's imagine both are true. This is a true box. That means the gems are in there. And that means one of these needs to be a fully false box. The gems are not in this box. The gems are in the blue box. So because it says the same thing, this cannot be the fully false box. Because if we imagine this is true, the gems are in the blue box, this one agrees. So this has to be, the second statement has to be true. And by default, the first statement is true as well. Because the gems are not in this box, the gems are in this box. This one has to be full lies. The gems are not in this box. And however, it says that it has to be fully false, yet it says the gems are not in the white box, which means the gems has to be in this box. So actually that is, I think, I'm starting to question myself, but I think that logically doesn't make sense. Okay. If we imagine that this one is fully false, the gems are not in this box, the gems are in the blue box, they're not in the blue box. This one is fully false. That means that the gems are in this box and they're not in the blue box. They are in this box. If so, then this second statement has to be false because the gems are actually here. And this top one also has to be true because we're imagining that the gems are in here. So this has to be true. The gems are not in this box, they're in here. The gems are in the blue box, false. So this is false, false, and the gems are in here. This one is true, false. This one has to be false, false. The gems are not in this box. The gems are not in the white box, meaning the gems are in this box, which is an inconsistency, and the gems are in the white. Hang on. The gems are not in this box, and the gems are not in the white box, meaning the gems are in this box and the gems are in the white box. Okay. So this one actually just can't, so that scenario doesn't work out. This can't be the false, false box. I think. I'm a little bit sweating now. I'm starting to go into an era of parlor games that I feel I'm not kind of, consistently 100% on. So, but this box, just with its statements, the gems are not in this box and the gems are not in the white box, can't be false in any scenario. The gems are in this box, the gems are in the white box, doesn't make sense. So this cannot be false. I think so far this one has to be a true false box. I could be wrong again. I could be losing it. In the scenario, if it's true and false, but I don't know which one which. The gems are not in this box. Let's imagine this one is true and the gems are not in this box. But the second one is false. The gems are in the blue box, so they're not. This one is true, false, and the gems are not here. True, false. The gems are not in this box, and the gems are not in the blue box, meaning the gems have to be here. True, false. That means this one has to be true, or true, false. The gems are not in this box, so that would have to be false. The gems are in the blue box, has to be false. Yeah, so that works out with the gems being in here. Now this one has to be true. The gems are not in this box. The gems are not in the white box. Oh. But that doesn't work because the gems are... No, sorry. This one is true, false. The gems are in here. No, it does work. This one, if this one is true, the gems are not in the white box. And the gems are not in this box. Yeah, they're in the black box. All right, this is what I'm going with. I was wrong about the last one. I could be wrong again. Oh my God, at least I've retained some small amount of dignity now. Oh God, I otherwise had I think a pretty good parlor record. It's still a pretty good parlor record. Okay. I do have a couple of keys already. This will go to the same spot. I'm going to do commissary. Commissary early makes me happy. I like to know what tools I can just purchase. All right. Shovel, I love. Metal detector, I mean, it's useful. It's useful. Especially if I'm trying to make money, it helps. These are all useful. Yeah, gotta spend money to make money. Today is probably not the day I can possibly make $400 anyway, 400 coins. I'm really trying to find ways, I think, to just set myself up for that in future. So this would oh no, Nook would, okay. Nook would send me into the corner, so we'd get the keys. Yeah, I don't need to connect with the other entrance hall, so this is fine. Let's put Nook here. Let's put Nook here. Oh, thank you. Coin. I was about to be sarcastic and thank the metal detector for telling me about the keys, but actually it was telling me about the coin. Appreciated. Cool. Observatory is great, though. Yeah, I will lose a gem, but it very often delivers gems for me, actually. So let's see. 32 stars we're back up to. Hello, Draxus, my good friend. And Southern Cross. Rooms with 4 doors more common. Well, that's an interesting combo. I wish I had gotten this before buying everything in the commissary, but okay, that's fine. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna draft from here, but now that I have the shovel, I have the chance to find out I have the chance to find out if I am in trouble with getting that. I can go out to the west path and see if I can dig up this microchip again. Alright. What would be nice for here? Well, this would get me reach or die. But this could get me keycard. It's a dead end here anyway, so I think I'm gonna put this here. Great. So hopefully, and if I don't get shrine, look, it's not terrible. It just would be nice. The main thing I want eventually is to get myself that blessing of the monk again, and I'm unlikely to really need that until I know what to do with the treasure trove key anyway. Ding. Great. All right. this could reveal problems. Oh my god. They've thought of everything. I really thought there was a strong chance. I had lost this. I suppose maybe the way that this is designed. But anyway, thank God they've planned for this. I don't know whether they planned for this because they went, some players are going to get themselves like stuck in the room while holding the microchip, or if it's more general and they went, well, some people might have the microchip just on them when they call it a day, and so then the item will effectively disappear. Okay, cool. So I actually didn't even need the shovel, and now our bridge has a little jar on it, which is fun. It's just a weird little difference in the day. Okay, I think I'm gonna just go for this now. If shrine comes up, I'll take it. But it would be nice. It would be nice. All right, I know I can do schoolhouse again. To be honest, it could even, as I said, it could even be part of drafting all of the drafting rooms, something like that. It might be necessary. However, I don't think that that's what I want to do today. Because doing a classroom day is a very specific day. It means you're giving up on a lot of other goals, really, with this as a priority. So I'm going between either redrawing to try and get shrine, which I did say I was going to do, and it's the whole reason I went to get redraws. But now I'm thinking, because I really want to set myself up for money making, tool shed could help with any of those items. Tomb is also just a good money making day thing in general. So they're actually pretty good. And Tomb will also have a couple of redraw die in it. Alright, I'm sort of rethinking what I said at the beginning. I guess there's no real point to this, I think. Maybe it's a little defeatist of me, but I've had days where I've really, really had amazing luck picking up money, and I've managed to get in the 200s of coins. To get 400, I think is so difficult without winning the dead end contest, which in itself sounds incredibly difficult. Yes, we have Draxus today, but really hard, I think. I think that's going to be a big challenge. I think it's the lucky purse. I think the lucky purse is, to me, the way to make use of the money-making options that you have. I think I will redraw. See, trading post could get me the items I need. Trading post could get me the items I need. Because it is hard to come across the lucky rabbit's foot. it would be nice to have a blessing anyway. I think I might actually, because I can do this and still not get shrine. Let me have another look at the blessings. I mean, shrine is so random. Like you'll get something good from it, but you don't know what you're gonna get. And you know, so from memory, from just having looked at it before, from having reviewed what they are, what the available blessings are, they're all helpful, but I didn't really like see anything that seemed like, you know, this is the key to wealth. They're just sort of things that help with, you know, drafting in lots of different ways. Okay, this... No, here we go. So there's the Tinkerer, which triggers experiments. There's the Berry Picker, we know that. There's the Chef, which adds expedition. So that's step related. Gardener adds courtyards. High Roller gets you ivory dye. It sounds like it would get you wealth, but it gets you ivory dye, so it's more to do with gambling. It does say gain 10 gold whenever you roll an ivory die, but I don't think I tend to get so many dyes like that would make an enormous difference. I don't know. Dancer lets you rotate things. I learned that the hard way. Blessings of the Monk, we know, that's fantastic. And Blessings of the General is gem related. So I think I'm gonna go Trading Post, honestly. I think I would rather try I think the High Roller could help, like, but many things could help, you know. Let me see what's available right now. Oh, metal detector for a key card. Well, I could just get the key card right now. What will metal detector get me? More keys and more coins, which is great. But if I trade it here, I might still find it somewhere else. I don't think I need to make burning glass. And the coin purse, yeah, I just need, sorry, the lucky purse, I need the coin purse and the rabbit's foot. So I think this is a good trade for me. Let's just get key card. Magnifying glasses, microchip. So, yeah, like, if I trade... Hang on a second. Hang on a gosh darn second. You're letting me trade the microchip. Does that mean I could go and get all of the microchips and use them for, like, free trades in the game, and then they would all appear back in their subsequent places tomorrow? Like, I didn't realize I could trade the microchip, or if I did, I've forgotten. So if it works, I don't want... Look, at this stage, I feel like I've been miraculously saved from a terrible fate. A fate I would have dealt with in the best way I could. I wouldn't have, you know, cried and kicked and screamed about it. I would have just gone and tried my best to deal with it in the best way possible, you know. However, I think we have been miraculously saved by the good programming of the game here. I wouldn't want to take... I wouldn't want to, you know, slap that miracle in the face, you know. I wouldn't want to tempt fate. But on the face of it, as I look at this, it seems to me we've discovered that the microchips will renew themselves if they are lost in the day. And so, anytime I get Trading Post, it seems to me that I could use all 3 microchips as a free trade. I'm not going to do it today because I've already stressed enough about losing I've already stressed enough about possibly losing the microchip, but this is very interesting, especially since they didn't let you, as far as my memory goes, they didn't let me trade the crown. So it's interesting that they're like, yeah. Maybe this is just a really, really great trading dynamic to use the 3 microchips. I'm not trading this, I'm just seeing what comes up. Okay. So if I give up the battery pack, I might still find it elsewhere in the house. I think it works that way. That would, but it may mean that I couldn't do jackhammer or power hammer. I think jackhammer has, unless there are actual, spots I suspect I can use with the power hammer, jackhammer has become the really useful item because I know that I can use it to get a ton of redraw die. That's actually quite a powerful dynamic, so I'm going to keep this. I could trade the salt shaker for the magnifying glass. At the moment, I don't know what I would need the magnifying glass for. There are still some things I want to look at, but they're not necessarily easy for me to get. So for now, I'm going to leave it with this. But we got the key card now. Like, that's brilliant. Are there dig spots here? No dig spots. Okay, noted. That was already incredibly useful. Incredibly useful. And we may still be able to use that to get... Hey, Jar! We may still be able to use this to get... I think in particular, like Lucky Rabbit's Foot. Or coin purse. And of course, this could also mean today is a good day for trying to get lost and found somewhere as well. And lost and found with the trading post actually work really well together. Okay. Well, I could turn around and go up the foundation. 4 keys, 2 gems. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's go foundation, because we'll get our chess power, and we'll set ourselves up well for the dining room. Though I haven't reached rank 5 yet, so noting that. I would, if I get the chance to do cloakroom, if it's nowhere that is a problem for me, I'll take it, because if I do manage to make the lucky purse, that's what I now want to keep in cloakroom. It is the best thing I can think to do to make money. But yeah, making money is just going to take, like, if I have lucky purse, then everything I do is going to get me so much more. So then it could be any other combination of things that could get me 400. I've already easily, I've already pretty easily made over 200 on several days. And if I had the lucky purse on those days, it could have been done. And I would just then either need to get Freezer to put that money away for the next day, or to directly get the gift shop. But this is feeling really doable. It's actually, I think, just taking the time to set the situation up well. Dun 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 dun. May 8. There we go. Another thing as well, just while I remember it, as I was going back through, some older sort of photos that I have from this game, looking back at information I haven't looked at for a while, one of the other things I looked back in more detail at the secret diary, the secret sleep diary, Clara's secret sleep diary. And there were certain details that I sort of just remembered really well from that, and there were a couple of things that I'd sort of forgotten. So, I realized that it is actually, like, with some things I'd forgotten, it was quite specific about what the effects of certain rooms were. The ones that she actually named in her diary, I had sort of decided for myself I wasn't really super interested in drafting most of them, because most of them were, she herself says that they're not like she had a bad sleep there, and in many cases she's quite explicit, like I woke up with less steps. So like in particular, I actually just wanted to come, I haven't entered this room again, like any of these rooms again, since opening all 8. So I just wanted to like recheck. Yeah, everything's the same. Okay, everything's the same. What if I press the button again? It doesn't let me. Okay, it doesn't let me. It's done. It's done. Yeah, so she explicitly talks about sleeping in Hartley's room because her being nervous and not wanting to ask him about that is hilarious. But reviewing that, I was able to see that, you know, she does say that she wakes up with half as many steps the next day after doing that. So I'm actually glad I didn't sleep in Hartley's room. As interesting as it is to do the experiment myself and see, that's a pretty shitty outcome. Waking up with a really small amount of steps in the day just kind of sucks for that day. She does say that she woke up with an ivory die in her pocket. That's nice, but there's nowhere near, like that does not make waking up with half steps a good move. So yeah, I don't think I'm really too worried about trying that for the time being, unless I know the next day I have a day that will, for whatever reason, be a super short day. I can't even imagine those circumstances, but yeah. But I did also find it interesting that when she was, and I'd forgotten this detail, when she's writing about Hartley and she's saying, I woke up with a die in my pocket, she says, that's not surprising given Hartley's history. So I realized that she's making a jab about him being a gambler. Okay. Hello. There we go. Okay, so I really want to do... Rook is great, you know, and might be helpful for things like attic. Attic could have some of the items I'm after. You know, things like attic are great for trying to get these items. Things like closet. Things like, walk-in closet. Things like lost and found, I think are good for trying to acquire these items. But I keep trying to get armory lately. I know yesterday I didn't try hard enough, in a sense, but let's try again today. And as always, again, I should say, you know, very keen to get a terminal going today to get experiments going, just for, I don't know, greater allowance, more lockpicking skill, whatever. Okay. Right. Well, dormitory sometimes has good items and may have a chest, and trunks are a good source of some of these items as well. Are they? Hang on, coin purse in a trunk? Lucky rabbit's foot in a trunk? Actually, I can't recall. Locksmith's just generally useful, though, so there's that. My steps are not amazing right now. I actually am going to put dormitory here. There, yes. We're so lucky. We're so lucky. I don't have the sledgehammer yet. I'd ideally like to acquire some more keys, I think, before, because sometimes keys can be really tricky up here. So I only have one redraw die at the moment. And this is a place I definitely want to be able to connect with the antechamber, so I don't really want to risk going there yet. See, yeah, things are often very locked up here. All right, if I get the armory, this is the one I'm removing, you know, the gem cost from, for absolute sure. This is pretty hard, but the cloister is actually just really good on this spot. It's going to remove all my gems, which sucks. I could use a redraw. Maybe that's better. Maybe that's better. It's a really good room for this spot though. But drafting with 0 gems sucks. It sucks. I might have to redraw. Okay, this is much better. Because, yeah, this will be gem neutral. Hello, Freezer. Noted. I do note that you keep popping your head up. It's just that, like, lately you haven't been popping your head up where I would like. I have one other, like, I've had a few other, like, quite random thoughts, right? Like, drawing room, drafting room, you know, the chair. Could this be related to the door? I don't really think so, but it's just one of the many, you know, like, kind of spiraling thoughts that have occurred to me while I've been thinking about this. And sometimes mad thoughts are the thing that get you there. What do you think, Herbert? What do you think about my idea about this chair? If it can be called an idea at all. Okay, so let's try drafting down here. All right, there goes another key. And there is Cloister once again. I did say, damn it. Look, I did say I was going to get Kochek if it was somewhere that makes sense. And right here is not a good spot for it. It's just not. Yes, I have some more, you know, opportunities elsewhere. But I'm gonna, and again, you know, Cloister's good, but I don't want to lose all of my 3 gems right now. Okay. Well, I guess vestibule then. At least it only uses 2 gems. Alright, it's not the best place for it, but it might be the best thing for me to try right now. God, I really could do with, yeah, something like walk-in closet is exactly what I was after. It will take a gem, but maybe it'll give me gems? I'm gonna risk it. Oh, interesting. So excellent. Oh, that's so excellent. It's part 1. It's part 1. It's part 1 of my wonderful purse. Okay. Well, it's funny. Yeah, we have often found the telescope in Lady Clara's rooms, which makes sense because of her fascination with the stars. I've had another thought about these swans, and this has also come from reviewing some things I haven't looked at. So one of the things I was reviewing was our Reddington guide, because I was looking at, like, what does the description from Mount Holly say again? You know, are there any clues here? Is there anything I can kind of make here? And I was sort of reading everything again, thinking about it with my new perspectives, my new knowledge and all of that. And I realized that, like, I've always associated swans with Eraja, with Clara, with the South, with our mother, indeed. You know, they wear the swan. It's come from various things. They wear the swan necklace. And, you know, the swan is here in Lady Clara's room, things like that. Even the ballet connection, you know, things like that all strengthen this relationship. And in the last day, I was even in the attic saying, like, you know, the Baroness doesn't have any connection with swans, and there's a swan up there. I've had to rethink that because I read the description in the Reddington guide about Trinsdale again, and I do remember, you know, that they said there were swans in the lake there near Trinsdale. But the reason I've gone a little bit haywire with that particular reference, so I guess what I'm saying is it seems like Trinsdale may also have a connection with swans as well. The reason that didn't really stick in my mind in a sense is because way back when I originally read the Reddington guide, I just kind of made a mistake with the orientation of things, and I thought that was towards the south. Because I thought the lake there was, for whatever reason, the shores and the water that they were saying, you know, represented the border to Eraja. And obviously that turned out to be the complete opposite. You know, Trinsdale is in the north. So I guess I'm considering that the swans might also have a connection with the Baroness, because the Baroness, as far as I know, seems to come from Trinsdale. I'm pretty sure that's the information that we get from the deed, the estate deed. And there are swans there as well. So I don't know. Maybe it's a small thing that doesn't matter. But it's something. It's something. It's just interesting. Maybe she does also have a connection with swans. Ah, okay. So I only have 2 gems anyway. But the great thing about this room is I could draft it. It's effectively free if you have 0, 1, or... Well, if you have exactly 2 gems, then this room is free because I could walk into it and get my gems back. Of course, it is a problematic room if you have many gems, but sometimes it can be an amazing room to replenish gems. So this one is a really tricky one to think about. If this turns out to be a corridor I need to walk down more, it could be a real issue. Secret passage. I could use this to get rooms of a certain color. What might I like? What might I like? I would obviously like black prints, but I can't get them. And there's many blueprints rooms I would like to get, and I can't get them through this means. But hallway. I'd like to get the secret garden, but I can't get that through this. I need the key. I suppose a green room. I think a green room would still be really good. I might do this and go for a green room. Because it'll be a green room that's, yeah, situated in the east anyway. Keys? Secret keys or anything? Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, see, courtyard is great. It'll take up my gem, but it's otherwise really good. Hey, that's exactly what I was hoping for. We got our metal detector back. Cool. That happens a lot. I'm really glad. I'm really happy about that. Okay. All right. Again, I might just hang back from using the dig spots in case it turns out I really want to use them for gems. Alright, I just took a little break actually. I was a little bit hungry and I needed a quick snack. I just had one, like a kind of chocolate that I really like called Dime, D-A-I-M. I promise I'm not sponsored by them. No, ain't no sponsorship here. I just really like them, and I had half of one of those. It's like I think it's like a Swedish chocolate that's like, it's got, oh man, it's so good. Little sort of toffee caramel in the middle of a really thin chocolate bar. It's really nice. Anyway, I had one of those. Do you know it? Do you also like them? Yeah, let's go up into this little corner here, I think. It's a shame I haven't been able to draft a terminal yet, though. I'm just thinking about, like, you know, using all of these security doors. It's actually making me want to go this way instead. I'd love, like, office or lab or something here. There goes a key. I could definitely, you know, find probably quite a lot of keys in dig spots, though, so... Oh, man. Because I dead-ended the last spot, like, from vestibule... This is also a spot that I cannot... I really don't want to dead end here either. I can go up from West Wing Hall. I can go up from kitchen. But the only way I can connect, get into all of these middle spaces from up here is being able to go all the way around from the top of foundation. It's really not ideal. But this is... I have to. So actually, I just have to. I don't have the gems to do these. This is... Well, this is... Situations like this are why I'm really thinking, actually, I'd love to get the emerald bracelet and have that in code check for a while. But right now... So, but I'd love to do both. God, I'd love an upgraded coat check where I could put 2 items away. Ugh. You know? The moon pendant is nice, but it's random what you get to keep. I would love to be able to purposely keep two items in coat check. Or maybe I can draft a second coat check and they work as independent coat checks. Alright. So we have to do this. I have no choice in the matter. That's fine. Alright. It's there if we need it. Now I have 0 gems. It's not great. I have 0 gems. And what I got constellation-wise was 4 doors, so the telescope can't double that. We got Draxus as well, which can't be doubled with the telescope. And Sail, which also can't. So actually the telescope is useless today. So it's a good thing I have the trading post, because we're getting rid of this thing. And I guess if it's something that I lose in Lost and Found. The problem is trying to go here with no gems and no redraw. Really sucks. I'm honestly thinking of turning around, going to Foundation, and going back to try and draft from down here, where things are a little open and I have 2 more flexible possibilities. The good thing is I could stop in at Trading Post and try trading some things. And I could go to Kitchen and get myself buy myself something delicious. I could even make the detector shovel. Which would stop me from doing the jackhammer, but And that's it. Yeah. I mean, I could even take the microchip. I might do. Oh, turnip, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. And I'm glad I kept Salt Shaker. I really like Salt Shaker. I might at least do a couple of these, see if I can get... Okay, coins. Let's do one more. Coins. Maybe hanging out for jackhammer isn't the best, but at the same time I have 2 of the 3, ingredients for it. I have 2 of the 3. Digging could be the thing that gets me the 3rd one, that's the thing. But it would then be so good to have the redraw die. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to head back. I hope you will let me in, Vestibule. Oh. you... Ah, Vestibule. There's no other way for me to get back there. I have 1 key, obviously I can use it. But I think given that I'm going to lose a key, we might as well just go and see if we can get keys from these other dig spots. I think I can't. I think I just gotta bite the bullet. And all of these could be useful in... Alright, absolutely nothing. Okay, at least I know what I'm working with here. At least I know what I'm working with here. Wasting the steps I had from the... Yeah, I have to. Oh, at least it's open now. Oh, good. So leaving and coming back in fixed it. All right. So you can use steps to fix that problem. That's good. Okay. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Free steps. Old tin can. And that's it. That's it. All right. Okay. Have I since drafted a drawing room? I think literally drawing room. Sorry, drafting room I meant. But yeah, drawing room. So if I step back in here, we get... Yeah, cool. Now I only have 1 key. So it's risky to open this. I do have Trading Post, which could get me key. It could even get me... I think for the time being it's just too risky. It's too risky to go without. Alright, so let's head down. Let's head down. Yeah, what I could also do, what I wanted to do originally was in fact to take the microchips back down so I can look at the blue door again. Who knows? Maybe it's open because of some condition that I don't even know about. So I just think like having a look at it would be nice. I've got a nice 50 steps now, so those turnips and the salt shaker really help me out. That's great. Run, 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 Simon. So many exciting things happening. We are moving forward. Yeah, I think let's grab these. And you know what? Then I have them. So if I do get really desperate, maybe I could consider trading them in the trading post. I think what it means is that they will be back in all of their respective places. One would be here and the other two would be, you know, next to the smashed vase and next to the bridge. I don't really want to play that game. I don't really want to, you know, look the veritable gift horse, the miracle horse in the mouth. Okay, let's at the very least go and see if I can trade for something useful. We can, you know, we can definitely get rid of the telescope. It's a dummy item today. Yeah, 3 microchips. Do they all compass? Coupon book, okay. I could even, once again, trade a metal detector. Well, that could be a more useful item, actually. Hey, sure. It's better than nothing. Definitely not. Definitely not. Metal detector for lockpick kit? I think it's better. I think it's better. Yep. I think it's an improvement. And, I mean, we have improved our skill in the last day, so there's that as well. I still don't... Like, I might be able to trade magnifying glass for something interesting. Yeah. Lots of coupon books. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it could be that the magnifying glass itself might... I was kind of hoping I might be able to get sledgehammer. But that's pretty good. So we got a silver key. We got a silver key and we got lockpick kit. That's really, really good. That's really, really good. That'll help. I don't have any other way to get gems, so I'd love to get trophy room, and I'd love to get some redraw die. Have I put a coin here? Yes, I did. Cool. God, the times I've had with this house. The times I've had with this house. Alright, so we're going parlor, den, conference room. There is also this parlor. Parlor. Meet parlor. I don't think I've had anything that would... we've got you as well, but I only have the 1 key. I need keys. I need keys. So let's get this as well. Coins. I mean, the game knows that I really want money, but I need things before I'm really ready to be in super money making mode. Okay. The lockpick kit can be used with... What is the thing that makes the pick sound amplifier? I know I'm using a step. None of these. Okay, I've forgotten. But since I'm here, like, let's go kitchen. Club sandwiches, always good. Tomato soup for today, but I don't think I have many red rooms yet. And this works with the boiler room. Okay, noted. Thankfully, sale today. So, we can... If I had the coupon book, the bananas would be free. Ah. Great. Okay, that's a really good use. We'll do that for now. Maybe we'll come across the coupon book and then have free I love free bananas. Oh my god, what a selection. So I can't do this. This would lose half my steps. I would be able to get into the antechamber because we have access to the south. I think the weight room is south exit, right? I hardly ever really use it, but I think it's south. I think it's south. Yeah, greenhouse and weight room. But I don't want to lose half of my steps. That said, if I get... It's a real risk. Alright, a dead end really sucks here. It creates a big barrier for me accessing all of those spaces on the east side. And I am then pretty reliant on just this West Wing Hall exit with no redraw possibilities. This puts me in a really tricky position where I actually think weight room might be the better choice, because I could try to get dining room and at least I've got a whole range of ways, hopefully, to do it. Of course, these could all be locked doors. And I haven't been able to increase the security settings to make sure I get more security doors, all of that. If I do, here's the thing. If I do see that this is actually going to be a short day and I get stuck, at the very least, I have coat check and I can put Lucky Rabbit's foot in there. So, you know, we're part way to our lucky coin purse. So we can still make the best use of this. All right. Ooh, that sucks. That sucks. I guess... Let's draft from here first, because if I draft any other red rooms, I'll get more steps from the... soup anyway. And I need whatever I can. I need anything I can to get steps up now. Dining room would be really good from one of these. So they're all locked. Well, they're all doors, which raises the risk of them being locked. Furnace would get me, like, what, 5 more steps from the soup? That's nice. But it's also going to make red rooms more likely. And I don't know if I need that trouble. I don't know if I need that kind of trouble today, honestly. My God. Locksmith could be great, except... Oh, I'm actually going to be stuck, aren't I? This is the horrible... I have so... In recent times, I've honestly been so gemmed up that I haven't found myself with this problem in a long while. This is a problem, okay. Because locksmith would have been really good. This is all because I lost that parlor. This is all because I lost that parlor box. Okay. At least we got that. So that's a help as well. Oof. And if one of these is a locked door, then I'm faced with the question, do I use this key on a locked door? Or do I use this key in one of the trunks, hoping that the trunks might have keys in them? I do have the silver key, though. I do have the silver key. And in fact, if this is locked, this is a perfect spot. No, it's not. Okay. Okay, all right. It's going to have to be a 3-parlor day. This, in some ways, this would have been really good to try and get more gems, but I need a gem to do it. So it's going to be a 3-parlor day. Oh my God, I hope I can do this. I hope I can do this. It would get me out of a jam. It would... Oh. Well, that's nice as well. I can't think of an immediate use for it, but again, we could use it in trading post. Okay. Whew. Wish me luck, everybody. Wish me luck. I'm actually feeling much more nervous about this than I have for a while. Both of these statements are false. This is always one of those things that can't be it can't be true, because if it were true, then the truth of the statement is that it is a false statement. So it's a logical inconsistency. Therefore, that first statement is false. We don't know about the second one. The statement on the white box is false. The gems are in the blue box. Okay, quite a clear gem statement. This one tells us something about that, but I don't know which. The gems are not in the black box. Okay, I'm at least glad that we're dealing with only one that has two statements on it. Thank you, game. Thank you. I feel like that's a real point of generosity. Okay, so the gems are not in the black box, and the gems are in the blue box. It's interesting though, we have two single statements and a double statement. So, you know, if this one is true and this one is false, it doesn't tell us what combination we have here, except that we know that this top one is false. All right, so let us imagine we know this top one is false, so that it's impossible for this one to be the true box. One of these has to be true. One of these has to be true. And that is either that the gems are in the blue box or that the gems are not in the black box. Okay. First one here is definitely false. Let's imagine that the statement on the white box is false is also false. In that case, oh, hang on. Actually, I think this might... Hang on. The first statement, both of these statements are false. It's impossible for this to be true. It cannot be a true statement because it is saying about itself that it is false. So that first statement must be false. However, both of these statements are false. Falsified means that this second one cannot be false. It actually has to be true. So I think we just know that this box is false statement number one and true statement number two. The statement on the white box is false. This one is false. The gems therefore are not in the blue box. And this has to be true, meaning the gems are not in the black box. So the gems are not in here. The gems are not in the blue box. I think they have to be here in the white box. Oh, God. Okay. 2 out of 3 today. Feeling a little bit... feeling just... My dignity is, you know, just trickling up like small sands, you know, falling from above, creating a little pile of sandy dignity. Whew. All right. Thank God I don't have 0 gems. Trying to draft with 0 gems is just death. It's just death. It's not a... Okay. Oh, okay. These are actually all good in their various ways. 2 dead ends. This is the only one. No, they're all 3 dead ends. Okay. So we are accepting... That's cool. We are accepting that we have dead ends. Attic is immensely better than storeroom, although we don't know exactly what will be in there. It's very good. So I think attic is the thing. However, lost and found is an interesting possibility, and I do still want to draft it as much as I can. But right now, I am in danger. I am in danger, girl. I need attic. I need the attic. All right, double-edged sword compass. Sometimes very, very useful. Sometimes chaos. That would use my 1 key. Oh, excellent. I was just about to say, I hope there are keys up here. Wonderful. Attic has been really delivering the treasure map lately. I feel like I have gone really long periods never seeing the treasure map, and now I'm getting it a lot. It could be that the game is like Hey, you're at the money-making stage of the game. You need these blue hints. You need them. And it could be helping me out with that. Okay. So the X's are usually, like, it seems there's a few spots that the X's are on. Today, it's once again here. So we'll keep that in mind. Probably we'll get there from the West Wing. Okay, absolutely excellent. I guess since I have an extra key, though it's risky, we're here now. So let's use this. And I do have the lockpick kit. Ah, great! Oh, I feel once again I'm doing that thing of coming back from the brink a little bit. I don't want to be too excited, but finally I have 6 gems, a key, as well as the secret garden key and a silver key and the lockpick kit. Phew. And I have a couple of redraw die. That gives me some security. Okay. The picture of the Baroness up there is another reason I'm really interested in having the emerald bracelet, because she's wearing it, and I'm sort of like, does that make that an item of even more interest than its already interesting aspects? Oh, fabulous. Fabulous. Okay, well, this, I can't dead end this spot because it would stop me from getting everything over here in the east. So, although I hate losing the 2 gems, it's either this or a redraw. So I think I'll go passageway on this spot. I think I'll go passageway. All right. How many steps have I got? 24. It's not a lot, but I could turn around now, buy a little bit more in kitchen. In fact, well, I've got 2 red rooms. Yeah, let's do it. Cool. So we got a nice little amount of steps there. I'll buy a banana. I'm gonna buy a second banana, in fact. Okay, 42 I'm a lot more comfortable with. Should I just buy all of the bananas? Probably, but I'm gonna leave it. No, it's really silly to not buy all of these bananas, isn't it? Like, what am I gonna do? Save a couple of coins? Buy. I just conceptually like the idea of buying. There we go. Wasted a couple of steps, but that's much better. I just conceptually like the idea of buying. What am I saying? Buying the bananas for free. Yeah, not buying them, getting them. Okay, so if this is locked, would I like the secret garden here? It'd be good exit-wise. Or would I like the secret garden here with the treasure? Maybe the secret garden is a good one to have with the treasure map. Alright, well, it's not locked anyway. Okay, so chapel. Chapel works here. Great. Oh, great. Made my coin back and then some. And then 1, actually, not even some. If this is locked, it would be a great place for secret garden. No, it is not. Okay. Draxus, man. Draxus is really, really making today tricky. So, alright, guys. So, of course I can put break room here, but I actually don't need to in terms of exits, because I can go from passageway to get to the same spot the break room would take me to anyway. Which means what I could do is experiment with having one of these rooms as the room that I dig the treasure from. Now, I am interested in trying both of them because I've always been totally fascinated with lavatory, and I always feel like there's secrets in lavatory I've never been able to figure out. Maybe that's actually interesting. But of course, vault has obvious reasons to be a place that you should try to have in conjunction with the treasure map. There could be a very, very good treasure down there. I actually think, on balance, I'm going to try the lavatory because this has a 3 gem requirement, and I've only just been able to cobble back 3 gems, I don't have anywhere else at the moment to be able to spend more money anyway. Like if I had showroom, that might be a consideration because I'd go, well, what could Vault buy me in the showroom that would help me out, all of that. However, I'm going to put lavatory here. We'll get it out of the way. Let's try. Let's try. This is an interesting experiment with lavatory that I have never previously considered. Lavatory will have done some no matter what, lavatory will have done some interesting things for us. Huh. 40. Okay, so we got the same amount of money as we would have gotten. That's so interesting. So we got the same amount of money from this as we would have gotten from the vault anyway. There's something that's really, really nice about that. Oh man, what? Anything? Nothing? I know there's still things I haven't tried in here. I can't remember if I've even come in here with power hammer. I don't know. I don't know. But that's interesting. Like, even if this doesn't mean anything, which it very well might not, it's so cool that they have actually put so much thought into what you might be able to expect when you dig up the floor in every room. This is awesome. What if we could come in here with the gear wrench? Could a wrench be anything here? Probably not. Like, it doesn't. I know it doesn't have that function, but you never know. There are some really weird contraption interactions. Huh. Wow. At least I've finally found a secret in the lavatory, and it's that there is plumbing. It's that this room has plumbing. Actually, given that, I might not want to bring the wrench in here. We might make a real mess of things. Super cool. I honestly would like to try that, but it's going to be hard to... It's going to be hard to get this possibility later. You know what? I say that. As I've become much more comfortable with how to engineer redrafting in high numbers, if I wanted to, I feel quite comfortable with setting up a room in combination with the treasure map. Actually, like, if I put my mind to it, I can definitely make that happen. At the early parts of the game, it felt like, my god, this is like close to impossible. Like, how can these things come together? And now I'm like, oh no, I got it actually. I have bought everything here, but yeah, we can still get the beef. Okay. So now we can, and actually I do have furnace here. So it does open the possibility of using freezer if we do have a good money day. At the moment it's just an okay money day because I've spent so much as well. Alright, are you also locked? Great. Okay, so only this one will let me go forward. Only this one will let me go forward, and it's chaotic. But... So I do have I have a key. I have the silver key. And, you know, I do still have the secret garden key to play around with. How useful could locksmith be to me? I might go... I suppose the problem is putting it... No, I'm going to put locksmith here. It uses a gem, but I think... And at least all of this stuff is much cheaper. Yeah, I think let's buy several keys. There we go. That's just to help. And what that means is I can more confidently open up the trunks. I could also buy a special key. Yeah, why not? Okay, I'm making sure I don't press any of the buttons like I did that other time. Okay, prism key. So I know now, there were times where I was getting this one wrong. I know now that it is, I can make the floor plan of the same color appear from where I use this key. Okay, cool. And we have this option if I need it further. Okay, that's actually really good. So yeah, I feel like I can unlock this one. Oh, this one doesn't need a key. Okay, that's fine. Oh, damn. This sucks though. I'm definitely going to redraw here. I'd like to be able to use those other 3 spaces if I can. Oh my god. Archives. You are not my fantasy. You are not my fantasy. Ah, man. I guess what would have been good is if I had gone back up to the foundation and gone and got the crown. So I have a choice to make. Do I make do with the archives here, which makes everything else more difficult? Or do I try a redraw? I'm going to try a redraw. Alright, gymnasium is better. Gymnasium is better. But, I'm not super step rich, so like constantly kind of going back and forth just isn't, I don't really want to... I was hoping to kind of get this drafting done and then go back up. The crown would be really useful for all of this though. Okay, no more redraws unfortunately. So let's see what we can make of things. Oh, I could get redraws right here. However, it's a better spot for one of these, and I'm going to do the wine cellar because getting more gems would be really good here. Great. Hello, mysterious room. Wonderful, that's helpful. That is helpful. Well, I got no further ideas in here, so I got no further ideas. So I'm leaving with my tail between my legs. I don't know. I'm gonna have to step into this gym again, even after all of this. I suppose I could leave these 3 for later, turn back. Go all the way back to entrance hall, go up foundation, pop into antechamber in room 46 to get the crown, and then do more drafting from up here. Leave these ones until last. I might do that actually. I might do that. Okay, so passageway, weight room, kitchen, workshop, west wing. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. It's my executive decision. The key! I just missed them. It's unfortunately using up steps, but I don't know. I'm trying to be sensible. I'm trying to be sensible. Yep, den, parlor, entrance hall. Okay, den. So, let's open up this trunk while we're here. Oh, great. Okay. So you were always a useful trunk. Parlor and entrance hall. Okay, good, good, good. Good, good, good. Cool. Is it worthwhile with what I have? It could be worthwhile. Because I could trade the treasure map and things now. Treasure map, compass. It's, yeah, again, it's whittling down the steps, but the thing is I'm really going to have to get, and I could also get some redraw dice from this as well. Okay, so, let's see what we can use. For gems, I'd prefer dye. Oh, car keys? I don't think I need them, but maybe they will trade for something. Coupon book. No, that would have got me free bananas, but that's about it. Compass. Oh, yes! Trade. Okay. Okay. Now we're cooking. With this, oh my god, okay. With this, I can make what I need. I can make Lucky Purse, and I have... Oh, yes. I'm so pleased. I can make Lucky Purse, and I already have Cloakroom drafted. So if nothing else, all I have to do is make sure I can get this made in workshop and get it to Cloakroom. I will have to think strategically about that. So that swaps. I don't think there's much chance I'm going to get Garage today. So I'm going to trade that. That just trades again for the car keys. Okay. Gems. It's all turned into... Oh, you want... I can't give up my key card. I can't do that. I can't do that. And that just gets me a single key. No, no thanks. Ah. Interesting that it's all sort of changed. And only the things I really want to keep are offering me ivory dye. I think I'm unlikely to need the magnifying glass, so I feel like I might as well just trade this for gems. Who knows? Yeah. Okay, wow, so I'm not able to get any redraw die from that, but the main thing, the important thing is that in fact Trading Post has delivered exactly what I was hoping today. So if I were to go back in now, it would be one, I mean, I've got to get back here anyway, so I think this will use a couple of steps. Hey, jar. Don't see the jar very often. So from here, 26 steps. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 12 ultimately to get me back here. That's not good. That's a lot considering the steps that I have currently. And I've bought everything from kitchen, so that's out. I've bought everything from commissary, so that's out. And then getting up to foundation, let's say that takes, you know, a few steps. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to coat check. So I don't think that's a good... I don't think that's a great way of doing it. I think it's risky. I don't have the shoes, so I can't count on saving anything when I'm walking. So let's say 12 plus, might be 4 or 6 then to get back to foundation. Have I drafted any drafting rooms where I might get steps from dormitory? I actually think I haven't. And I don't have any redraw. Well, actually, I don't need that spot above foundation now to get into the antechamber, so that's something. If I do it in that order, now go up to workshop. Okay. It's cutting things very fine. It really sucks to not be able to have redraw die for any of this. You really need dining room. But what I might do is, at the very least, go back here. Make this lucky purse. 10. Conference room. Be great if just for no reason at all a whole bunch of fruit appeared in here. Like just in anticipation of me having... having the secret garden key. A sample. This is exactly what I wanted out of this day, though. So I can't complain. Thank you, Lucky Purse. Let's take a look at you. Doubles all the money you find. I truly think this is my key. This is my key to wealth. This is it. Okay. Okay. All right. I can't think of anything else I can do for myself that would help. I could draft here, but I think it's better that I use my steps to go back to foundation, and at least if I run into trouble and I'm not able to get more steps, I will make sure I have enough at any given time to go back to coat check. And if I can just do that, I have achieved what I wanted for today. And then we can absolutely go wild with all of my many money-making strategies. And all of them will be so much more profitable. And I think it's going to be really fun trying. Okay, good. We're not going to bother with the tunnel. I do want to go and have a look at that door, but not under these circumstances. If this is what we can manage for today, then it's very good. Simon, try running, but in a really low energy way. try to sort of adopt a technique that is inspired by what you get from the sneaker shoes, Try to go a little bit easy on yourself. Okay, I genuinely don't know if this is going to get me any steps. There is a trunk in there though. No, it didn't. Okay. But let's see what we can get here anyway. Okay. So I used a key to, it really just got me a gem. Okay, from right here, this is serious business right here. From here, 1, 2, and I must make sure I have a key with me to get through vestibule just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get back to coat check. I currently have 10. So I can try drafting something here. If it could be dining room, it would be a lifesaver. I think even going for the crown is not worth it. It's too many steps to go there and back. Ooh. Okay, now if I use my silver key here, I'm hoping dining room becomes more likely. Yeah, alright. Okay, alright. So, at the very least, if I do aquarium here, it counts as a bedroom. This has a trunk in it, but the bedroom is, like, it's unlikely to have anything that'll help me with steps. So let's do this for now. Now if I step in here, there we go. That's helped a little bit. If this could have a cupcake in it, I'd be really pleased. Okay. At least we just got twice as many coins there. It's just nice to see this at work. Okay. So now I am 6 steps away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps away from coat check. Making sure I have a key to get through vestibule at the very least. I'm just going to say this to myself constantly. Now, if I were to use the prism key here, I think it's just going to be wild. It's going to be all over the place, right? And actually, if I were to use the prism key, I'm not going to get the dining room because the dining room is a blue key. So let's try picking the lock. That doesn't work. Let's use our regular key. Okay. This would dead end these spots here. However, it would give me steps. It would be 2 bedrooms worth of steps. Unfortunately, yeah, I think like really all I'd be able to do, it would probably give me enough to maybe go into the antechamber to get the crown and then do my best to make use of the 4 spots above courtyard. And if I were to get dining room, maybe I could come back and use those 3 from gymnasium. So on balance, this could be the best thing. I could otherwise get office and see what I could do from here, which is a little bit tempting because it could be, if it's locked, it could be the secret garden. It could be the secret garden. I'm actually, maybe it's the less smart decision, but alright, if I go here, then I need 7 steps to get back. So we're just keeping that in mind. This also has terminal. I would like to spread gold in the estate, sure. Okay, now I'd like to log into the network. See if anyone's sending me any messages. Not today. So if I do have lucky purse, what would I like to make sure I have? I think shovel. I'd like to, shovel is a good money maker. Yeah, cool. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Okay, remote terminal access. Let's just see if it's very late in the day to be doing this, but let's see if an experiment can do anything interesting for us. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to see what else I can squeeze out of this. Experiment setup. Okay, well, none of them will, like, aquariums are great, they give steps, but like, I don't want to just kind of draft a whole bunch of aquariums around the place, because what am I then going to use those steps for? This one, absolutely no. Terrible. Well, terrible unless I give up on looking at the map for the rest of the day. And then actually might be awesome, because I could guarantee, like, I'm unlikely to eat a lot of apples at this stage. What if I actually might do this? You know what? Because we've drafted so much of the day, I think I can work with my existing map, like just have a photo of it on my phone. If I cancel this, if I exit, okay, let's bring up the map. I'm going to take a photo of it, because this is, oh, you know what? Like, it's only, no, it's not, it's only as good as the number of steps I can earn, which is likely not going to be that many. But maybe it's more than the other two can get me, because I think I'm not, I think I'm not likely to be able to, I think I'm not likely to be able to, like, eat many apples today. The secret garden, if I'm able to get it, could help with that, but, you know, it's going to be a mix of fruit. And all of the fruit is going to be in the conference room, that's the other thing. So maybe it's just we get whatever we can get from this. Like, choosing to do this kind of experiment is at least as good as doing immediately, if nothing else. So I'm going to do that, because this all helps with money. This all helps with money. Okay, so we're no longer allowed to look at our map. I've done this successfully twice before, so we can do it. All right, my finger is off the trigger. Cool. Check out our money. Going up. We do get a gem from here, which is nice. Okay. Secret garden would be really, really good here. Perfect. Perfect. Now, if I step in here, I'm just noting that I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps away from the coat check, and I still have enough keys to bypass the vestibule if I need it. Now we are 8 steps away, so I only have a couple of steps to play with. This door we can't use. We can only use this door. Fruit is now in my conference room. You know, which is a way away, which is only if we manage to get dining room and get like a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of steps. It's down the front of the house. I don't think I need to even do this. I suppose it makes... All right, hang on. From where I am, I don't think I need to do this right now. Let's see how we go here. If I manage to get dining room here, it could make it worthwhile, because it would make it slightly fewer steps to get into the antechamber from this side. Actually, which lever is just there right now? It's the one on the other side anyway, so, okay. There we go. But the one that I need is the one on the west side, just to make this, to make getting there slightly fewer steps than from the south. Okay. So currently I need 8 steps to get back to the cloakroom. Let's see what we could possibly draft here. if I use a special key, then I would be getting myself a green room. Do I want a green room here? No, I think the only thing I really want to shoot for is dining room. Okay, so that's that. That's that. That's that. Laundry room can't get me steps. Planetarium only gets me stars if I call it a day here. Music room will get me keys, but I have, I think, enough keys. I guess, and these use gems. I don't know. I'm gonna pick planetarium. Let's just get this dead end room out of the way. We don't even need to bother stepping in there. I was just seeing, does it look like it has any fruit or anything? It's just not worth even stepping in. Okay, so with the 12 steps I have, is it worth trying to get the crown? So opening this other lever. I mean, while I'm thinking about it, I might as well just do this. I guess the good thing about it now is that I would be able to go through the antechamber and draft from the antechamber, but I need to consider the I need to consider that. Oh, I did that too many times. Hang on. No, I didn't. I did it the exact right amount of times. There we go. Yeah, the problem with that is I can't be sure that I could go through the antechamber and draft my way back to, like, either draft the dining room or draft all the way over to the east side and connect up with courtyard again, which would mean I could access the cloakroom. So I guess what I'm saying is I can't go forward unless I can definitely get back to the cloakroom. It would have been so nice if there was an orange here, but no. Not even any dig spots, apart from this. Okay, so all we can do now, we head back into office. We head back into aquarium. 10 steps now, and from here I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get back to coat check. So I'm speaking, as you can tell, I am speaking slowly so that I can check my own thinking. It's exactly like doing a parlor puzzle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps from here to get back to coat check. Which leaves me 4 steps, which would be, if I step into antechamber, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, just to get back to aquarium. So I don't think it is worth the risk. It is just cutting it too fine. I could go in here, try drafting from here, and if it turns out to be the dining room, hurrah. I think there's probably not a high chance of it with Draxus. But even then, I would just be, I'm too close to, I'm worried about, like, I'm worried about making a mistake with my calculation even. So, in fact, what I'm going to do, yeah, what I'm going to do, I won't get any more steps from, no, I won't get any more steps from in there. So let me carefully make my way back. through here, get myself back to cloakroom. There should be fruit around the place, though. Oh, no, it won't be. No, it's all in conference room, so that's right. Yep. Okay. So into vestibule. It would be nice if I didn't have to use a key here. Great. Secret passage, courtyard, coat check. This is cutting it fine. Okay, coat check is now here. However, yeah, I don't want to cut it that fine. I have enough to try drafting from here. Okay. So, this then. This is the only thing that would allow me to go forward, but I would risk losing an item. Obviously, there's no way I want to risk losing my lucky purse. So if I put this here, then I must step into cloakroom, put the lucky purse away, step out. So that's 1, 2, and that leaves me with 3 steps. I think, actually, that's the best thing I can think of doing. Okay, step away. All right. I think that's the repellent spray and the hall pass, honestly. So let's step in here. Let us secure our future of wealth. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm so happy this has worked out. Lucky purse, thank you. Oh, I honestly feel so victorious that I've managed to get to do this. This means our future days, as long as we're able to draft cloakroom, our future days of money are going to be so much easier. So much easier. So, I just ended my day here. Oh, hey! Interesting. Oh, wow. Well, I've never seen this before. Okay, that's fine. Look, our day was basically over anyway. There really wasn't anything else that was going to happen. There you go. I was so relieved at getting the lucky purse in there. Thank God. Okay, that's all good. I don't think there would have been anything different in the Lost and Found, and I don't think we would have got dining room, honestly. So, all good. I am so pleased. I am so pleased about 2 things today. 1, the game isn't broken. I didn't lose the microchip. But equally important, equally victorious, I managed to use the trading poster well and make the lucky purse and get it into coat check. I'm so pleased. Now, my wealthy days can begin. I mean, I should already be a very wealthy person because I'm the master of this grand Mount Holly estate that has actual magic in it. And it is full of treasure chests and everything like that. So, but anyway, that aside, back into the mechanics of the game itself, I really feel like this is the thing. This is the thing that's going to let me get blue tents. And I want blue tents for a lot of reasons, but I extra want it now because it's my best idea for how to get that blue room open. Okay. Oh, yes, I'm so pleased. I didn't really need anything else today but that. So, ooh, skin of my teeth. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'm really excited about money making now in the future. We might be able to get the showroom trophy as well. My big thing is getting the blue tents. I really want them. I want this money. So it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun chasing coins now. It's going to be quite different to, like we've had a couple of goes at it so far, but yeah, this is going to be quite a different kind of play style now. Super cool. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.